Welcome to Skytech-Lens. When a country decides to invest in a new fleet of fighter jets, it's making a choice that goes far beyond speed, agility, or firepower. These aircraft are not just machines. They are symbols of a nation's ambitions, its values, and its place on the world stage. The decision to purchase a particular jet is a statement about who a country stands with and what kind of future it envisions for itself and its allies. It's a declaration of national identity, a signal to friends and rivals alike, and a decades-long commitment to international partnerships. These deals are about trust, shared technology, and the willingness to stand together in times of crisis. The choice of fighter jet locks a nation into a complex web of technology, training, and shared military doctrine. It means adopting new tactics, learning to operate alongside allies, and relying on a global supply chain for parts and expertise. This decision shapes foreign and defense policy for generations, influencing everything from military strategy to diplomatic relationships. For Canada, the stakes are especially high. The decision ties its security directly to the United States through NORAD, deepening its reliance on American defense infrastructure and technology. It also means that Canada's ability to defend its vast airspace and fulfill its international commitments is closely linked to its southern neighbor. The current debate over acquiring 88 F-35s has become a political flashpoint, sparking passionate arguments across the country. It pits the desire for deeper allied integration and cutting-edge technology against a growing movement for national autonomy and independent decision-making. The question is not just about which jet to buy, but about what kind of country Canada wants to be. Prime Minister Mark Carney's review of the deal forces Canada to confront its identity, its alliances, and the true cost of its security. The process is about more than procurement. It's about values, sovereignty, and the responsibilities that come with power. The choice between the F-35 and its alternatives will define the Royal Canadian Air Force and the nation itself for decades to come, shaping not only how Canada defends its skies, but how it is seen by the world. At the heart of Canada's F-35 debate is a staggering cost problem that has sent shockwaves through both government and military circles. What began as a bold plan to modernize Canada's Air Force has become a financial quagmire, raising tough questions about priorities and accountability. The original $19 billion budget for 88 jets has ballooned to as much as $32 billion, with delays and overruns compounding the issue. Each new estimate seems to push the price tag higher and the timeline further out of reach. These mounting costs have not only alarmed taxpayers, but have also put immense pressure on defense planners to justify every dollar spent. The critical Block 4 software upgrade, which promises to unlock the jet's full potential, is now 5 years late and $6 billion over budget. This means Canada is paying more for less, and waiting longer for capabilities that were supposed to be delivered years ago. The delays ripple through the entire procurement process, affecting training, maintenance, and operational readiness. The F-35's operating costs, up to $47,000 per flight hour, threaten to strain Canada's defense budget for decades, especially given the country's vast territory and Arctic responsibilities. Maintaining a modern air force is crucial for sovereignty, but the sheer expense of keeping these jets flying could force difficult trade-offs elsewhere in the military. These spiraling costs have forced the government to reconsider, as the F-35's price tag could crowd out other military and social spending. Every dollar spent on the F-35 is a dollar not spent on other pressing needs, from healthcare to infrastructure, or even other defense priorities like cybersecurity and naval upgrades. The financial reality is now a strategic vulnerability, raising doubts about whether the jet's advanced capabilities truly justify the immense investment. Critics argue that the escalating costs could undermine Canada's broader security goals, while supporters insist that only the F-35 can meet the country's future defense needs. With more affordable alternatives available, the government faces a pivotal decision. Should it double down on the F-35 or pivot to less costly options? The answer will shape Canada's military and its budget for generations to come. The F-35 debate is under intense U.S. scrutiny, with every move watched closely by policymakers, military strategists, and the media. The stakes are high, and the conversation extends far beyond the technical merits of the jet itself. In Washington, Canada's decision is being framed as a pivotal test of alliance loyalty, a moment that could define the future of North American defense cooperation. The symbolism of this choice resonates deeply in diplomatic circles. The US has made it clear, opting out of the F-35 program could jeopardize the integrated defense structure of NORAD, the very backbone of continental security. This isn't just about planes, it's about the trust and interoperability that have underpinned decades of joint defense. There are also economic risks. US officials have hinted that a rejection could trigger economic retaliation, potentially affecting trade, technology sharing, and even the flow of critical goods across the border. Ambassador Pete Hoekstra has been vocal, linking the F-35 purchase directly to the future of North American security. He argues that a common fleet is essential for seamless defense operations, joint training, and rapid response to emerging threats. The US holds significant leverage in these negotiations. Canada has already signed contracts for the first 16 jets, committing billions of dollars and signaling its intent to align with American defense priorities. Yet all critical software and components remain under American control, giving the US a powerful hand in shaping the future of Canada's Air Force and its operational independence. This debate isn't just about military hardware. It's about Canada's place in the Western Alliance, the price of admission to American-led security, and the message sent to allies and adversaries alike. The pressure is both public and forceful. The F-35 purchase has become a litmus test for Canada's commitment to its most important ally, with every statement and decision scrutinized at home and abroad. Walking away from the deal could have steep diplomatic and economic costs, straining the relationship with the US, and potentially isolating Canada within the broader Western Alliance. The stakes are clear. The F-35 is more than a jet, it's a symbol of alliance solidarity, a test of trust, and a defining moment for Canada's role on the world stage. Amid US pressure, a movement for Canadian strategic autonomy is gaining ground. The government is leveraging defense spending to build a domestic industry, as seen in recent deals with Australia, Germany, and the EU. Critics argue the F-35 program offers little guaranteed work for Canadian firms, with most benefits flowing to Lockheed Martin. Proponents of alternatives envision jets built and maintained in Canada, with technology transfer and thousands of skilled jobs. The fighter jet debate has become a focal point for Canada's broader vision of sovereignty and industrial self-reliance. The choice is about more than defense, it's about shaping Canada's economic future. Enter the Gripen E, Saab's Swedish-made fighter, offering a fundamentally different value proposition. The Gripen is modern, capable, and far more affordable, costing just $8,000 per flight hour compared to the F-35's $35,000, $47,000. Its high combat readiness and ability to operate from short, remote runways make it ideal for Canada's vast, challenging geography. Saab's offer includes full assembly, maintenance, and technology transfer in Canada, promising thousands of jobs and true industrial sovereignty. Unlike the F-35, the Gripen would give Canada control over upgrades and support, not just a place in someone else's supply chain. The recent Canada-Sweden Defense Cooperation Agreement further strengthens the case for the Gripen. For a country seeking both capability and independence, the Gripen is a compelling alternative. The choice is clear: deep integration with the US or a sovereign, cost-effective path with Sweden. Canceling only part of the F-35 order could leave Canada with a patchwork fleet, some F-35s, some Gripens, a logistical nightmare. Operating two advanced jet types would double training, maintenance, and supply chains, stretching resources and driving up costs. Pilots and crews would need separate programs, tools, and parts, undermining efficiency and readiness. Any savings from the Gripen's lower costs could be wiped out by the overhead of running two fleets. The RCF would be caught between two systems, unable to fully exploit the strengths of either. For Ottawa, the priority is clear: avoid a mixed fleet at all costs. The real decision is between full commitment to one platform or the other. The strongest argument for the F-35 is interoperability, seamless integration with US and allied forces in a networked world. The F-35 is the backbone of this system, ensuring Canada's place in joint operations, shared intelligence, and future upgrades. Flying the same jet as the US and key allies means Canadian pilots see the same battlefield, coordinate instantly, and remain at the cutting edge. Choosing the Gripen, while NATO-compatible, risks relegating Canada to a secondary role in coalition missions. The US sees the F-35 as the ticket to the Premier League of Allied air power. The dilemma is industrial autonomy worth the risk of being left out of the most advanced military club? For Canada, the answer will shape its role in future conflicts and alliances. As the review deadline nears, Canada stands at a geopolitical crossroads. The F-35 path means deeper U.S. integration, guaranteed alliance status, but financial strain and technological dependency. The Gripen path signals sovereignty, industrial ambition, and diversified partnerships, but risks U.S. backlash and potential isolation from cutting-edge defense networks. Each choice carries significant risks and opportunities, shaping Canada's security, economy, and global standing. The decision is no longer about an aircraft. It's about the nation's character and its future on the world stage. Canada must weigh alliance loyalty against the promise of independence. The world is watching which path it will choose. Canada's fighter jet decision is a defining moment between the F-35's promise of alliance and the Gripen's vision of autonomy. The F-35 offers integration and security, but at a steep financial and industrial cost. The Gripen promises jobs, technology, and sovereignty, but risks straining the U.S. relationship. There's no easy answer. Each path shapes the RCAF, the budget, and Canada's global role for decades. The choice demands clear-eyed leadership and vision. Whether Canada chooses the safety of the American-led club or the boldness of independence, the decision will echo for generations. The sky above will bear witness to a nation's defining choice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel now for more updates.